Yeah, my other. The other thing I can do really well is sing. Anyway, I started with that because this IGTV is all about talking, alright? I know I've been talking a lot, but this one, as in, it has a lesson. You get me, you feel me. Welcome back to my IGTV. My name is Lily Aisha, of course. Thank you very much. Guys, last time you girls told me some creepy stories, even on my DM, I was just like, sis. You know, I used to think like this vlog, that let me just like come clean. I see these vloggers lie when they say, oh, I got a lot of DMs and people say, guys, it's actually real. I think people like that engagement because, you know, there are guys who are talking to me and telling me how they had such a bad time even during abortion. And I was like, I was actually pretty scared and worried about that. But I'm really glad that we got to help each other one way or the other, because there are guys also who gave me like some tips and everything, even like having PSOs and all that. So thank you very much, dear lovely followers. Y'all, I shoved. Hey! Y'all are the bomb. Anyway, guys, so today's discussion is about the question, how are you? Bobo, if someone asks you, how are you? This is how you're supposed to answer it. Let's do this. So now, ladies and gentlemen, young ones especially, there's going to be a time in your life where so much is happening, you don't even know where to start when someone asks you, how are you? So, when someone asks you, how are you, the quickest answer is usually, I'm fine, how are you? Or it's like, hi Aisha, how are you? And I'm like, I'm fine, how are you been? And you say, I'm easy. That's a lie, you're not easy. Now, this is a lesson I learned like a few years back when I lost a friend of mine through suicide. And I was like, you know what, like I don't even know, it was like 2 weeks ago we were together. Like during that whole time, in fact that year he died, we spent so much time together and we never talked about serious stuff. It was always, how are you, how have you been, manze drinking, manze jana nilikuwa na hangi, manze, it was all about that. It was never about like serious discussions like, hey, you know what, this and this happened to me and things are not going right, nini. And I appreciate now that I actually do ask. There are those few friends I ask, how are you? And you tell me you're fine, and I'm like, no, I mean like generally, how is work? How is your life? How is your relationship, if you're in any? How is your breakup? How is your mom? I ask those questions intentionally because I realized so many of us hide those things with that masking of, I'm cool, I'm easy, I'm fine, you know, and I hate such discussions. But if I'm texting you and you text me like that, kwanza kama tunakatiana, turn off. But that's beside the point. So that's a lesson I learned like over the years. If you're my close friend, you actually know that I'm very intentional about our conversations, and that I've also been taught by another friend of mine. Shout out to you, Mr. V. You know who I'm talking about. Y'all don't know, but he knows. That's another friend of mine who has also made it a point to ask me, how are you? Like he breaks it down. How is work? How is your relationship? I mean, none, but hey, I have something to say. Like, that's how I feel like it should be, because in this generation, man, guys are going through depression. People as early as even 15, as 16, they're going through depression, and we've masked it and said that depression is for some sort of people. I know that sometimes like you're really feeling low and you call it depression. Now if it's constantly feeling low, then guess what? At the end it's gonna be depression. And we're not about to just sit down and watch our people go under the waters like that. Like we need to help each other out. I have a friend recently who has been going through so much, but the only way to mask that is by drinking. In fact, we said like saying, oh, she's become an alcoholic, but until I sat down I was like, what is the what do you call it, the beginning, the genesis of this drinking? There's a problem. And if fine, I may not be a psychologist, I may not be a doctor, I may not be able to help you like 100, but the fact that I can listen to you, I think that's one of the most important things. Like for me, someone listening to me, just when I sit down and I'm like, you know, he did this to me, oh, and then he did that to her, and then yeah, like there was a point I was actually going through so much, especially because of work. My boss was hella toxic, and I used to hide it and mask it so much. So I'd come home and I'm just in my room and my mom is wondering, why isn't this girl leaving her room? I was not actually depressed, but I was on a really low point of my life. And when I talked to my friend about it, shout out to you, Miss Shishi, when I talked to her about it, and now we started talking and we realized, like this generation, guys are actually being frustrated by bosses. I felt better. You see, she didn't have a solution for me, but the fact that we talked about it, I felt like we're in this together, we can do this and this. Like we helped each other. Moral, oh, goddamn, the devil is a liar. Moral of the story is, if you're going through something, please don't hide it. Don't tell everybody. That's also another thing. Just tell the few people who you know genuinely have your back. And two, when someone asks you how are you, especially me, if I ask you how are you, just tell me. Now, but I know my limits. I know what to say and what not to say. So it's very important when you asking someone how are you, please be intentional about it. And when you're also answering how you are, also be intentional about it. We're not about to lose a whole generation of astronauts. We've been dreaming to be astronauts since we were in class 3. Come on, guys, we can do this, yeah? So thank you very much, guys, for watching this IGTV. I know it was a bit more serious than my usual, but there's some discussions we really need to have as this generation. These people we are called millennials. I mean, we're like the epitome of this country right now. So actually the world. So if we don't do much to help ourselves, then we're gonna die and not like change this whole situation. That topic actually really drains me. But thank you very much, guys. Give us your story. I mean, who is us? Give me your story on my DM or on my comment section. Let's just talk about like the real how are you. How do you answer it, and how do you feel like it should be answered? Or do you think I'm pushing it too much? Because I don't know, maybe you think differently. But thank you very much, guys. Lady Aisha, the one and only. Please share this video if you need someone to have some insight on how to just share your problems. It's very important. Even if it's to your mom or dad, they may not understand, but imagine just share it. Even though it's a stranger, but imagine just listening. Yes, especially these people, they are usually so quiet. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. See you again next time. I hope this next time won't have such a serious topic, but we need to have such discussions. Thank you, guys. Bye.